Hey guys, it's me again, and turns out that I have a few tricks up my sleeve. Yeah, I kind of, regret that saying that I was going to do the SpongeBob movie. But no, instead I'm going to be talking about Home, the newest Dreamworks animated movie. Now, I got a special screening to go see it in 3D, and it does not come out until next Friday. So, to avoid any issues that anybody else might be having, I'm not going to spoil the movie at all and just go by what the trailer shows us. And I will give my opinion on this movie, and yeah, so let's go ahead and start the review. So, what is this? Okay, first of all, let me explain of my first thoughts, like just going into seeing this movie. Because when I saw the trailer, it looked like the most generic. It looked uninspired. I mean, it really did look like, okay, here's another film that DreamWorks is going to probably flop with, because it did not look too good, and a lot of people put in that it was a bad, and I can see their point. Like, I can see the point where people would say that this is bad, but it's not as bad as you might think. So, what is the story? So, a bunch of alien people come down here to basically start a new life, and they're called the Boov, and they're led by Captain Smek. And so they come down here, and then one of the Boov named O, he's feeling left out. He does not feel like he's part of this. He's part of this. He doesn't. He feels very lonely. He's like nobody understands him. Like everybody's the same except for him. They are he is called unique. So yeah, and it turns out that one human girl has managed to escape captivity from the Boov, because they have relocated all the humans, and one girl remains to be captured, and she's trying to find her mother, and this alien and this human soon meet, and then after the course of events they start to understand each other. They start to like each other as friends, and so on and so forth, while the O is trying to not get captured because of a mistake that he's made, and while the girl, whose name is Tiff, is trying to find her mother. So, yeah, you can tell, like, this is a plot, like, from, like, you can tell, like, a human befriending a alien. We've seen that a lot. An alien invasion, we've seen that a lot. And let's just say they didn't really add anything new in this movie at all. Let's talk about one thing I really want to talk about is the animation on this movie. Now, it is DreamWorks Animation, and it's colorful, it's flashy, it's candy for the mind's eye. It's like it looks really nice. Like the visual design aspect of it, it looks really, really nice. But other than that, I can't really give much credit to the animation because it looks the same thing. I mean, I could give a little bit more credit to the animation if it was more detailed, because as I mentioned in another review that I did, I don't know if I know it's to appear more comedic, but I don't know if I want to see that style, that style of smooth animation, because there is a lot of smooth animation here, and it kind of looks, let's just say, it looks kind of generic and lazy on how they put in the animation that it lacks, that I wish it could have been like, I wish it could have been a little bit more detailed. I wish it could have like done a little bit something more creative with the animation, because it looks like every other DreamWorks movie. I mean, like besides like, you know, what they do with their very detailed movies like Kung Fu Panda, How to Train Your Dragon, The Croods, Rise of the Guardians. I mean, those are really detailed movies. This looks like every other DreamWorks movie that I've seen. And it's not all that impressive to think about the animation in this, because it looks exactly the same like every other DreamWorks animated film. So yeah, I I like I don't think we should translate smooth animation into comedy, because this is you know, a comedy. It's meant to be a comedy, like a little family type of hee hee ha ha. I mean, yeah, it's meant to be like that, but I kind of am getting tired of that. I mean, this animation style looks, for lack of a better term, lazy. And, you know, sometimes I just wish that the animation was a little bit more, you know, upped up. It's like, okay, it looks okay. It's just kind of generic to me. But you know, but aside from that, the animation's okay. I mean, it's bright, it's colorful, it's flashy. Your kids are gonna like it. I just don't think adults are gonna find the art style that appealing. Okay, so now let's move on to the characters, because I really don't really have much to say about the characters. I mean, for very little characters they have, because this movie moves so fast, so quickly, and it does not really give you much time to know about these characters. I mean, O is like, you know, the you know, he's like the loner, is like, oh, why won't anybody love me, and you know, stuff like that. And you know, he's a klutz too. He you know, makes mistakes, but then he's like, you know what, being mistakes is what makes you human. And yeah, just yeah, it gets like the nerdiness of him. It's kind of funny for a little bit, but yeah, it is a gimmick. And the girl Tiff, she's like, you know, she's that type of girl, like she's supposed to be like this tough, like, girl who you know, she's a tough girl on the inside, but on the outside, but inside she's like, oh, I really miss my mom. Is like, yeah, I've seen this character before, the tough girl who has like, you know, has like a lot of emotions. And it's like, yeah, you know, I wish that could have been explored more, because it said like she just moved there, and I was like, oh, what's that story? But then they just completely like toss it aside. And the rest of the characters, I mean, the Steve Martin as Captain Smeck. I mean, he's not a villain really. He's just kind of like, you know, he's just kind of a jerk. And you know, it's like one of those you know, mediocre jerks and stuff like that. And the mother doesn't really do much of anything. I can't really think of anything. And and that is also aside from the story. I mean, it moves at such a quick pace that you don't really have time to let the characters, neither the environment, really sink in. And it's really a shame, because I think this could, when I saw this, like, when they heard news about making this into a movie, because this is based on a book, and it was originally gonna be called Smeck Day, Smeck Day, and the book is called The True Meaning of Smeck Day. And I you know, I wish that this could have been like a little bit more of a serious film, because again, they have to get the emotional parts down there, and when they do, they don't feel really needed. And oh my god, I almost forgot. Rihanna's in this movie as Tiff. They crammed as much Rihanna songs as they could into this movie. Like, even scenes that they were not needed. It's like, oh, this is a big tearjerker scene, but they're playing a freaking pop song. And I'm like, why do you want to play a pop song in the middle of this supposedly, a heartbreaking scene. I mean, it just ruins the mood. It's like somebody like edit this and put it on like one of those YouTube crack videos. I mean, it's like somebody edit this song in, and it's not needed. It's not supposed to. I guess that's what happens when you have like Rihanna as one of your main characters in the movie. It's like, oh, I gotta cram as many Rihanna songs in there because the marketing would like it. No, it's like, it's not really all that needed. It's not. It's like, and it gets really, really repetitive because there's like 4 or 5 Rihanna songs that just play throughout the movie, and I'm like, you don't need those songs in there. You really don't. And it's really hard to, it's really hard to judge this movie because this movie is literally for kids. It's literally for like, it's a babysitting movie. It's a babysitting movie, and it's not as bad as people think from the trailer, but it's not good either. It's just like, this is one of those, family films that you can, like, put on, not really pay much attention to it, but you're like, oh, okay, I gotta laugh there, here and there. I mean, this movie does get you with some of its laughs, like, figure out the ways of the humans, so it does give you, like, with a laugh or two in there, but, like, yeah, it's just, it kind of like warmed me out just how fast paced it is with not really much character development. I wouldn't mind the fast pace and character development if it was constantly funny and engaging with the characters, but I got a laugh every once in a while, but the characters, like, they didn't really have to get enough time to really develop. So, yeah, I'm going to give this movie about, like, about a 5. It's not good, it's not bad, it's just meh. This is one of those, okay, I'm gonna forget this the very next day, and, this is one of the more forgettable Dreamworks movies. So, yeah, so the time I've been posting this, you guys are gonna have like 6 more days until this movie comes out. Decide if you want to go see it or not. I'm not telling you guys not to go see the movie. Go see the movie, judge on your own, and then either you'll feel the same way like me, or maybe you'll feel a little bit better, or maybe a little bit worse. I mean, this is just opinion based, and anybody can have one. So, yeah, that was my review of DreamWorks' Home. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more reviews, and I will see you, finally, for SpongeBob. Okay? I will. I promise I will. So, thank you guys for watching, and, as is, see you later, animation critics, and take care.